When the red light's on, obviously it's recording. I'm going to have the lights off on this.
Master of marketing and a pioneer in the movement to reform the meaning of the word atheism in the public eye. He is the founder of Atheism-Resource.com and the co-founder of WeAreAtheism.com. He's going to tell us how to spread the real good word. And here he is.
For those of you that decided to come to my talk instead of my wife's, thank you. I know sex can be popular, so for all of you that missed it, there's a name. For all of you who really need to sit there for more. Let's take that in for a second. All right, we're done with that now. Okay, hey, that's me, look at that. Tell you a little bit more about me so you understand. I know a lot of times when I do these talks, the first thing people see is that I'm a beautiful man, and then the second thing they see is that I'm pretty young. I'm 31, but I've done this professionally for 12 years. I got into the event planning business and marketing as a professional magician when I was 19. By the time I was 20, I was booking $30,000, $40,000 company picnics and events, and by the time I was 21, I had written 2 books on marketing for the entertainment agent industry, for entertainment rental industry, for like inflatable games and things like that, and I've traveled to 18 major markets as a marketing consultant for those companies, and now I do other stuff. So, about a year or so ago, Ungodly News put out the periodic table of atheists and anti-theists, and it's wonderful people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, PC's on there, and Dan Barker, and names you know, Dawkins, Hitch, and so on. On the bottom are the what they call the wicked of the web, with Greta Christina and Hemet, Gemma Crate, and Rebecca Watson, and other awesome people. And I was so damn proud I made the bottom right corner. I don't know what the T was for, but I'll take it. I'm assuming atheist. You're not going to have to read all that. She told you some of that. But yeah, I'm not even going to read through that. I've won a lot of marketing awards for different companies I've been with. My real passion is to take any product, service, idea, group, and just make it bigger than it can be. My company, Boss Visuals, will chat about, we use the slogan, we make other people see your business the way you do. And a phrase I've used for a long time, you'll hear me say it here several times, is perception is everything. And that truly is the case. If someone perceives you as the best and the biggest at what you do, then you are the best and the biggest at what you do to that person. And that plays into what we talk about here, incredibly so. Now, a lot of my expertise is working with small businesses, companies, restaurants, people that have products, and helping them sell online and make millions of what they do. It's a lot different with this, but a lot of the same rules apply. So we'll talk a lot about general marketing, and then how it applies to atheist groups. As she said, I own Atheism-Resource.com. WeAreAtheism.com with my wife. I'm the National Communication and Marketing Director for Recovering from Religion. You guys will get to hear Jerry talk about after this. I was one of the founding board members for the Kansas City Atheist Coalition, which I recently left. To do more national work, and I'm the Marketing Director for the Society of Open-Minded Atheists and Agnostics on the University of Kansas campus. If you haven't heard of that group before, we put on Reason Fest. We did our second one last year. Second to Skepticon, we're the second largest free atheist conference in the country, put on by students, a $15,000 event that we do absolutely free. We raise all the money for it. It's free for you guys to attend. It'll be in April this year, so check that out. Recently started a new site just for giggles called allthingsatheism.com. Just kind of brings together the best of atheist Facebook, RSS feeds, which are websites, YouTube channels, and Twitter feeds of your favorite atheists. Consider it like your table of contents for the atheist internet. There's cards you can grab downstairs to check out. Really fun site. Boss Visuals, company I started about a year ago. Just basically, I've been freelancing doing this for a long time, and decided I needed to do more of it, and also to give an avenue legally where I can help out more atheist groups. We'll talk about that at the end, but you'll see from the marketing material we have up here, a big reason why I do this. Probably half of my clients are atheist groups around the country, from small groups to big groups. I do banner print, Secular Student Alliance, do a lot of training for American Atheists, and Atheist Alliance International, other groups like that. So I'll help you guys out. We'll chat about that. Just for coming today, I'm going to give you a discount code to get 25% off printing and 50% off for design. All right, well, let's talk marketing. Raise your hand, first of all, if anybody in here has experience as a professional graphic designer, marketer, anything like that. Of course you do, Fred. If you guys don't know Fred Edwards, champion among that. Coalition of Reason, love you, Fred, really deeply down inside. You were one of the first guys on We Are Atheism, by the way, and that was very appreciated. So marketing definition by the dictionary, activities of institutions, processes, communication, blah, 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 blah. Really what it is, guys, simply is to take a product or service and get people to buy the product, use the service, or get them to do something. In the simplest sense, your job is to promote an action and get people to follow that action. We'll get more into that in a little bit. So the first question, and I get this a lot, people email me all the time, should we market atheism? Is that appropriate to market atheism? And I'm not 100% sure. On the video, is his head in the way, or can we see around it? Just a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would I ask you to move? I apologize. Yeah. Heads on YouTube, just like should we? And I hope everyone in this room would know the answer. This is just a short list. I have about 20 of these slides of religious problems that have caused around the world. Obviously, in other countries, we recognize it, but even in the United States, women's rights, gay rights, science education, climate change. These are issues that are almost 100% on the other side supported and attacked by the religious right, by religious groups. They're very good at marketing. They are incredibly good at marketing, and we need to get better. Just tons and tons of examples, guys, of problems that religion brings in America. So to the question, should we market it? I think it's pretty obvious. We definitely should. How many of you here are in a local group, a local atheist group from where you're from? All of you, most, okay. And that's a lot of what we're going to talk about, is how you guys can grow your groups, what you can do locally, affordably, and effectively to market atheism and to market your local groups as well. So really the 6 goals, as I break it down, and some people agree and disagree that there's more or less of these, there's really 6 goals to marketing atheism. What is it we're trying to get at? The first one, obviously, and I think really the most important, and the goal of what I do, is to change the face of atheism. This is a lot of what atheists are seen as, just dicks. You know, they see us as godly. Yeah, it's hilarious, and I do love that image, but this is how a lot of people see us. So we need to change the face of atheism, and we'll talk a little about that in a bit. Defining atheism. You guys get this all the time. People making unfounded claims about who we are, what we believe, and we really need to let people know that atheist is just, we don't believe in God or anything supernatural. It's nothing more than that. If you want to call yourself a humanist and other things, you know, there's positive claims that can be made for that, but really defining what it is. Again, hilarious, but that's all people, there's a lot of people out there that really just see atheists as that, just people that laugh at religions, haughty, arrogant, rebellious, angry people that despise God. I always tell people I don't hate God, I hate him like I hate any poorly written fictional character. Getting attention, huge. We have to. And we know that there are roughly 46 million atheists in the United States. If we were organized, we would have stronger lobbying power than AARP, but we don't organize well. We don't get enough attention. It's changed a lot in the last 5 years, since 2007, when the rise of atheist groups just shot up. But it is a hot topic. We see it in the media all the time. I'm fortunate enough, because of my websites and my Facebook pages, and I have 11,000 fans, I think, on Atheism Resource right now on Facebook. You know, they send me stuff all the time, so I hear about the news, but a lot of people don't, and getting it out there is really important. And we are winning. I mean, we're growing. This from March of 2012, unaffiliated, you know, everybody had losses other than atheists and don't knows and others and unaffiliated, and that's a lot of who we market to. Are going to be those groups, which we'll get to in a second. The fourth is getting people out of the closet. We know that there are 46 million or more atheists in the United States. They're not here at this event. They're not at a lot of events. I meet a lot of them. Fortunately, through Kansas City Atheist Coalition, I get to get out in the public a lot in Kansas City, where I live, and I meet these people. They'll drive by, they'll honk, they'll show their support, they'll give us money, but they aren't vocal enough about it. Now, these aren't people I'm saying have to go out every day and wear an atheist shirt, but getting people to come out of the closet and stand up and say, you know, I'm an atheist, is key to what we do. And there's ways to market effectively to do that. And American Atheist Coalition, reason, those are great resources nationally that help us do that, to draw attention and get people to come out of the closet. The gay community has done this incredibly well. We can do it with less rainbows. Recovering from Religion is a group that I help do that as well, just to get people to come out of the closet and not be afraid and understand that there is a community there. And that's one of the issues that oftentimes you guys face, is they don't come out of the closet because they don't know that there is a support group. And every major city in the country, and even the small ones, you guys know, you are the groups are there. You just need to let these people know that you exist and what you do and give them a reason. We'll get to those in a minute. Getting members. I would love to see atheist events with this many people, not as photoshopped as this is, because it's a repeated image. But to get a lot of people at these events, we need to get more people at meetups, more people at philanthropic events in the community, and getting them in there. And then lastly, and it is important, it is money. And we argue a lot about this online. There's people that hate big groups like American Atheists because they're all about money, but it takes money. We know that monetarily we lose to Christians and religious groups constantly because they have a lot of money. We're getting there, and we're getting better funded. American Atheists and Secular Student Alliance are better funded now than they've ever been, and that definitely helps them get the word out there more. That just makes me jealous of Canadian money. What we value versus what they value. Crazy. So the 6 goals of marketing. Now let's talk about the different types of marketing. Some of these will apply more to businesses and services, but I think as we talk about these, you'll see how this could apply to your group. And if you got the sheets, these are all listed, so you don't have to write them all down. Before we get into those, there's going to be 5 questions, and this is what anybody does when I sit down with a new client to come up with a branding and marketing campaign to grow their business. These are the same 5 questions I ask the client, and we help come up with answers. In this case, I'm going to try to answer the questions for you as well. I'm not saying I have the right answers that I've got everybody in here. But our audience really is going to be 3. Now, some people say 4 because they think we should market to believers as well. We know that's pretty tough to do. If people are going to leave their religion, they're going to leave their religion, and there's not a whole lot you're going to do to get that to happen. So really, we're marketing in the closet atheist. It's a lifelong atheist. A lot of older atheists out there that just don't become part of the communities. And then on the fence atheists, the agnostics, the people that are kind of religious, I think there might be a God, helping them make the leap. So the second thing would be what's the action? For in the closet atheists, we want them to come out of the closet and join a local group. For lifelong atheists, we want them to be present. Getting out there with some of the things we'll talk about as far as flyers, billboards, vehicle wraps, events, signage, business cards, pamphlets. These are the things that just let them know that you're there. And then always having a call to action. And this is something I see a lot of groups market themselves, and they just don't really do it. It's easier these days with the internet. You throw a website up there, most people know that means, hey, come to our website. Give them a reason. Tell them why they should go to your website. Ask them, please visit our website. Learn more about us on our website. Websites are a fantastic tool because it's a 24-hour tool that costs you virtually nothing, and you can put up unlimited amounts of information on there to tell them about what you do and brag about the events that you do. Where's the best place to do this? And this is just talking about different aspects of it, and I'm happy to, at any point, by the way, and obviously we'll have questions afterwards. If you have questions during, throw your hand up and I'll jump in there. If you want to talk to me later and talk about some of your marketing needs that your group might have, finding the proper ways to do this, whether it's business cards, postcards, signs, flyers, banners, window vinyl, so on and so forth, TV, radio, free media, there's a lot of different ways to get attention, and you really have to determine based on the answers to those other questions, what's the best way to attract and to get the action from the group that you're marketing to. And then when's the best time to deliver that message? Some of this is in person, some of it's latent like billboards. Seasonal. A lot of what you do, how you design it, when you put it up, might depend on big events going on in your area or the time of year. We had a group do a Good Friday marketing campaign that they thought was really fun. Hey, I like getting days off of work for religious reasons. Doing stuff around Christmas time, obviously using Santa Claus and Jesus and things like that. So again, that would be very much a seasonal marketing. So the different types of marketing, and again, these marketing experts, you can expound on these and I've seen 30, 40 categories, but really these are going to be the broad categories that will cover the types of marketing that apply to what we do. Shotgun marketing is what a lot of us do. This is going to be getting out there with stacks of postcards all over your town, subways, bus terminals, events where there's a large number of people, and just handing out information to people. Again, there's a debate on this, whether we should do that. Is that forceful? I don't think standing at a busy event and handing out postcards to people is offensive. If they want to throw it away, they're welcome to do it. But sometimes it is the easiest, most cost-effective way to get a lot of people to know about you in a short period of time. Here shortly, we're going to be using Kansas City as a test market for the Clergy Project, which some of you know of with Dan Barker and Freedom from Religion Foundation, mailing out postcards to, I have a list of every church in Kansas City. We're going to mail postcards to every one of the ministers and say, hey, just letting you know the Clergy Project exists. If you believe in God and you're happy with it, please throw this card away. If you don't, here's an anonymous way for you to get a hold of us, and we can help you get out of your position as a pastor. Again, most of them are going to get angry and they're going to throw them away. But if we can get 1 or 2 ministers to go, man, I didn't know about this, and they can leave the pulpit publicly, that's completely worth the campaign of mailing to 1,200 churches in Kansas City. So again, getting out there to large numbers, that's what it's about. And because we try to produce cheap marketing material for you as inexpensively as possible, you can get 5,000 postcards done dirt cheap and just spread them out at an event and get, if you can get 5% return on that and get 250 people to go to your website and 10% of those to show up to another meeting, you've got 25 new members coming to your event for spending maybe 150 bucks on postcards. So it becomes worth it. Precision marketing is a little bit different. That's going to be kind of what I talked about just a second ago, with mailing directly to a group of ministers, saying here's a select group of people. I've seen groups do it with, you can obviously survey your own members, but we know typically more intelligent people and more intelligent jobs are going to have more atheists in them. I've seen people do marketing campaigns to doctors, to lawyers, and to professors at universities, letting you know, hey, our group exists. We'd sure love it if you would come in and join us if you are a non-believer. So again, going to marketing specifically to a group of people to get a call to action. Guerrilla marketing, you can see it's not guerrilla like big chest gorilla, it's just like guerrilla warfare. What I call physical marketing or smart marketing. Getting out there and doing things that are going to be specific to an event. Getting out there when a counter protest, if you have street preachers, for instance, that come to a certain area of your town on a regular basis, go out there and counter evangelize. If they're out there waving their Bible around and saying, all you people drinking at these bars and you're sinners, you go have another drink and enjoy it. Here, have a postcard. Counter evangelize. It's guerrilla marketing. It's smart and it gets attention. Again, there's a lot of different ways to do that, and I'd be happy to talk to you about your specific situations and how that could work. Special event marketing, probably one of the more fun things we get to do. And this can be looked at two ways. Special events, obviously, if there's big events, sporting events, things that you guys can get out around a lot of people, that's one thing. What I'm talking about more here is creating your own special events, whether they're public protest to something for a religious nature, or you're just doing something fun and entertaining to get people's attention. Not this. That's not going to help us at all. But one of the things we do on the University of Kansas campus every year, and we get, I don't remember how many people, 500-600 people last year did this in the course of several hours. We do Stone an Atheist. And there's really no downside to it. They pay $1, we donate it to Amnesty International, and they basically get a water balloon that they can throw at any of our atheist members. We have some attractive girls too, so that helps. And it's just fun for them. And the cool thing is there's really no downside, because you get three types of people to do it. You get other atheists that are just there to support and have fun and have a laugh at it. You'll get the on the fencers that, or the neutral people that are just like, I just like throwing water balloons. And they give you money and they throw water balloons, they don't care. And then you will have the Christians that get out there that like, yeah, I'm going to stone an atheist, and it just makes them look bad. So it's win-win-win, and there's a lot of fun things like that. If you're interested, talk to Secular Student Alliance. They have great resources for that. And Harvard Humanists, their new website has, they're constantly adding ideas from campuses all over the country, because the college kids do it really well. They come up with really creative events that even the adult groups, you can go out there and mimic these things. We've done book drives to donate to local juvenile detention centers, so they have secular books to read while they're in there. That draws attention. Giving out fiction books when people turn in Bibles, things like that. You can come up with creative ways to get noticed, and then using the press, and Fred can talk to you guys about that as well. He knows a lot about how to write press releases and get attention. Obviously online, it's the last category, because I think it's the one that we use the most, and you guys are probably most familiar with. Obviously using Facebook. I'm the admin of several different atheist pages. If you're not a fan of Atheism Resource, or We Are Atheism, you should be, because it offends me that you're not. So, but it has great reach. I mean, when I post anything on there, realistically, because of the shares and stuff, it goes to 30 to 50,000 people. I'll say that again, 30 to 50,000 people through my website. This was one. This has had over 100,000 downloads now in the last year. I reprinted and remade it with permission from Skeptic Magazine. 100,000 people have downloaded this PDF explaining the top 10 myths about evolution. Some of them probably Christians, I hope. And I have had emails from people telling me that really helped them understand it better, helped push them away from religion, because when they understand science and evolution, it's really hard to believe that biblical crap. So using your websites, weareatheism.com, our other site, a video sharing site. It's hundreds and hundreds of videos of other atheists from all over the world just telling their story and explaining why it's okay to be an atheist. Obviously, feel free to make a video and put it on our site. Put some on your sites if you have them. Make a video, put it on YouTube, and put it up there. People talking video, sells. It's fantastic. When people watch it, you can read all the words in print and see pictures all you want, but you sit there and you watch one person just heart to heart with a camera explain their story. And that's the reason we started this site, was to have black, white, young, old, all types of atheists, and it's searchable. So that in this case, somebody from Des Moines, Iowa can go in there and search for Des Moines and see other atheists from Des Moines and find another woman maybe that's exactly the same age as them that has a similar story, and watch it and go, damn, she's the same story as I do. I'm not alone. These things are very, very important and a big aspect of marketing. I don't even know why I put that one up there. And then on your own individual pages, the Kansas City Atheist Coalition, if you go and look there, we constantly go back and we put up every event that we do, every philanthropic event. We take pictures, we write a quick little story about it, and it goes back on our website. So when the media goes there, when new potential members go to the site, they see that we're not just a group of atheists that get together and have coffee and talk about how there is no God. We do things. We get out in the community. We help change the face of atheism. We do philanthropic events. Last Thanksgiving, we delivered meals to indigent people all over the Kansas City metro area. An invitation had gone out to like 15 different churches, and of those 15 churches, they sent 40 people total to the event. I think no more than 5 from any church. Our group had like 16 people, 17 people show up on Thanksgiving Day, and we spent our day, delivering meals to homeless. That looks good. Looks good on our website, looks good in the media, and we had a good press release for that. So let's talk about the types of appeals, the way in which we actually do the marketing. One of the big ones is going to be an emotional appeal, and this is broken down into a few different categories. A personal appeal. This is when you get into aspects of safety, love, joy, humor, happiness, sentiment, things like this. We can see aspects of these, when you put a baby on a billboard, that's drawing to the sentimentality of parents. A parent's going to immediately see that and go, there's a baby, now I'm going to read the billboard. It's attention grabbing. Our friends up in Minnesota did this, and I think that it's a symbol and it's not designed incredibly well, but it grabs attention, and I think it definitely did what it's supposed to do. We've all seen these from American Atheist. I agree. I think it was a great thing. I was glad that they did it. I think touching on the nativity scene in Christmas, there's a lot of sentimentality built into that, immediately grabs people's attention. When I talked to David about it, Silverman, he was saying from that $20,000 purchase, they got $20 million, I believe $2 million, I believe is what they ended up saying, or maybe it was $20 million, in promotion for it. So great return on investment for that small payment that they had to have that billboard. All the stories they got from the media about it, and then they followed these up with other ones that you guys have seen, putting these up in Jewish communities. Obviously, very strongly held religious beliefs in those communities, and this is going to draw on those and get some of those Jewish atheists, and we have lots of friends that are culturally Jewish, but religiously atheists, to come out of the closet and to be vocal about the fact that they don't believe in the God that everyone else does. And then the last one they did this last year. Again, drawing on the sentimentality of deeply held religious beliefs and comparing it to other myths. Social appeal. There's a couple of different ways to approach using what we call social appeal marketing. Friends in Pennsylvania, this poor thing has been vandalized so many times now, and a lot of people didn't get this. In Pennsylvania, if you haven't followed the story, Congress there was trying to make this the year of the Bible, and obviously Congress shall pass no law respecting an establishment of religion. They completely violated that, and so the local atheist group there, with the help from American Atheists, put this up to explain why that's ridiculous. And they did put this in a heavily African-American neighborhood, and a lot of the atheists we know, typically higher IQs, more intelligent, so the rational appeal does appeal to on-the-fence atheists and other atheists out there. Go through some examples that was actually used on a postcard for a group that we work with, just kind of going through and showing that we're good people too. Just talking about morality, again, having catchy phrases, using quotes from famous people, using just interesting quotes. This type of, getting people's brains working and thinking and understanding that you're an intelligent, well thought out group is going to draw them to action to your website, to come to one of your events, to support you. This was done recently by the humanist of the blues. I think this is a bad one. There's a Facebook group that, private group that a lot of us belong to for marketing for strategic Freethought, where we share these with each other and share ideas and put up our designs for things to each other before we actually use them in the public. This is one that did not get put up for us to look at ahead of time, and just doesn't really grab anyone. I feel that they probably wasted their money on that. They're not going to get anyone to go to the website. It's poor design as well. Bad font, can't read it very well, and just a website, just not good to have. Comparing science and religion sometimes is better than comparing atheism and religion. Letting people understand that rational, free thought, and critical thinking aren't necessarily owned by atheists, but it's something that we promote. We don't promote killing religion. We don't promote destroying believers. We promote thinking critically. We promote rationality. We promote skepticism and questioning and the appreciation of evidentialism. And sometimes comparing those things in a simple image like this is a very strong way to get that message across without having to say much at all. Because figuring things out is always better than making shit up. Bandwagon. Pretty easy to do right now because we are the fastest growing religious group in the country. It's again, if your group doesn't want to do this, I get it. Some people don't like the whole, hey, peer pressure, do what everyone else is doing. But it's easy to say, look, guys, we are one of the fastest growing, religion is dying. They're losing numbers, we're gaining numbers. Jump on the bandwagon. Right now, recent statistics, 28% of 18 to 28-year-olds are reported as non-religious. That's the highest it's ever been in history of the United States. That's big, and it's growing every single year. Every time they put out one of these polls, the numbers constantly go up. I've yet to see one in the last 5 years where the numbers have gone down at all. The billboard I did for Freedom from Religion Foundation. And again, a lot of what they were doing with their billboard campaign was exactly that. It's some of the rational appeal because they try to get really interesting quotes, but the idea was just putting a face in atheism and to do a lot of these billboards, to put them up and show, hey, there are people just like you and I, men, women, children, families that grow up non-religious, jump on the bandwagon. And then show you're really committed. I got the logo for my website tattooed on my arm. My wife did too, hers is in color, it's really pretty. And then something like this, again, a postcard laying somewhere, someone might pick this up, and they go, oh, yeah, me, bandwagon. I believe in critical thinking and analysis and friends and environment. And, oh, not God. So again, you might get them to read this and go, hey, I'm just like you, except for this one thing. They believe in God and we use our brains, they use something else. We win. So let's compare a little bit about how we advertise versus them. The three things we typically try to do in marketing after identifying your groups and determining what type of marketing you're going to use is going to do these three things. Creating an impression of need, building a sense of obligation, and evoking desired emotions, and therefore action. Religious people, you meet God and His salvation. We say you just need to be honest to yourself. We appreciate truth, and we think we have that. Building a sense of obligation, very much you could die at any time, you need to come to church, we'll save you. Fear tactics, we don't have a need to do that other than just letting them know there's a good community around them that they can join, and numbers help. We need those numbers, and if they're upset about seeing the problems caused by religion in their country, that getting in these groups and showing their support in mass is going to do a lot more than them just going, oh, I don't believe in God. And that's one of the stumbling blocks we all have to overcome, is helping people understand why being an atheist is great, but being a vocal atheist is what's needed. And then evoking the desired emotions. Obviously, they like the fear tactics, you'll burn in hell, but you can go to religion if you follow our rules. And we just try to explain that we want to help society be free of religious guilt and join a community of wonderful, non-judgmental people like them that want to see people treat each other well and advance our species. A pretty simple statement, but a lot of us don't present that well enough in our marketing. I just like this image. We are winning. We'll get there eventually. You didn't know she was reading the God Delusion. Just a couple last tips, and then we'll take questions from you guys for the last little bit. Don't be boring. If you don't have a graphic designer in your group, find one. The local colleges, I guarantee you're going to find some atheist kids in that group. If there's an SSA group, talk to them. One of the kids in the major is going to be a graphic designer. Let them know, hey guys, we need some marketing material done. Can you help us out? If you can't, I do work with people. We'll talk about my company in a bit, and I offer 50% discounts on design to atheist groups only. Good design is important. A classic example is, for a long time, American atheists were using this. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's what God has revealed to man. And you open it up, and it's just blank white paper. They had this for a long time and finally ran out. And it did what it was supposed to do. But then we went back and remade it for them this year. And in color, a nicer paper, and the same type of thing, and it just says nothing inside. But they get a lot more of these out now than they ever did the old ones, again, just because it's a color, it's nicely designed, and people will pick those up. Which, by the way, afterwards, you're welcome to come up here and look at examples over here. These are one-up examples, so don't take them. You can take anything on the other side of the table. Just an example from one of my regular clients, before and after. I mean, this is what we see a lot in atheist groups, is what we see on the left is how they present themselves. It's, hey, we have a great message, but nobody's going to pick that up and read it. I don't care how good your message is, how wonderful your website is, no one's going to pick that up, read it, and do any kind of call to action. There is an aspect of design and visualization that's key to what we do. Again, perception is everything. If they perceive you as that group, they're not going to want to be part of it. If they perceive you as this group, they're going to want to be part of that. And again, some stuff I've done recently for Recovering from Religion, an ad for American Atheist Magazine, even a logo for their fundraising campaign, getting people to make monthly donations to the group. Again, instead of just asking for money, branding it, having a name and a logo for that campaign. You guys can design everything. You can see an example of these up here. This is something they had on their website for a while that talked about the roadmap of, actually I don't remember what they called it before. It's like steps to get out of religion. It was very poorly worded, so we called it Roadmap to Reason. Made this nice little graphic for it. Gave out thousands of these at Reason Rally, and now with groups around the country. Those are right up here, and you guys can look at them. And I'm pretty sure they sell small packets of them to groups that you guys can use as well to help market 10.5 tips coming out as an atheist. Again, stuff that was done in black and white and paper for years, we turn into little booklets very inexpensively to get out there and get people's attention. So good design is key, whether you pay me for it or somebody else, or again, I totally recommend before you can pay me, find some local kids in college in your area that'll do this for you for free. They're happy to do it, and they're going to be good designers. Don't be a dick. Kind of the last tip about this, what's good for Facebook isn't good for the general public. I put up a lot of funny images on here, but it's important, guys, that we don't be arrogant. They already think that of us. I mean, Fred, I know, is a good example of this, billboards, and it's so funny when you see these stories around the country of people that get incredibly offended. Our friends in Pennsylvania tried to do a bus ad that literally they had to go back and forth 2 or 3 times with the company that was in charge of putting the bus ads together, and eventually it was a blue background, the word atheist, and it had American Atheist website and the local website. That was it. Still got turned down for being too controversial. If the word atheist is controversial, I'm not sure what else you can do. But don't believe in God, join the club. I mean, again, there's no bad message there. We're not being dicks. We're not saying, your God's not real and you're wasting your life. Come hang out with us because we're smarter than you. Like, no one's going to respond to that message. So keep that in mind. And again, if you don't, if you're not sure if that message is what you're getting across, email me what you guys come up with. I will, for free, look over it and send you back tips and suggestions on how to make it better. I've said this to years for people, that if somebody uses religion as a crutch, I won't come up and knock it out from underneath their arm, but the moment they beat me or anyone I love over the head with it, I reserve the right to smash it into a million pieces. I don't come out vocally and go, "Are you a believer? Hey, come here and sit down and we'll talk to you about all the crap you believe in." But the moment they start telling me that, my book says your father-in-law and his partner can't get married, I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's when I can step in and get there. So examples of things not to use in marketing. Again, hilarious. Tons of fun to put on Facebook. Don't put this out to the general public. I love that one. That's a great meme when it's on there. Probably one of the harshest ones. Again, very well put, but nobody in the public should ever see us. If you can't read it, it says, "Every day I pray to God for the suffering, rape, and death of thousands of innocent children, and every day God so graciously answers my prayer tenfold." It really does. I prayed for 30,000 children to die in Africa today from preventable disease and starvation. Looks like, yet again, I'm going to get my prayer answered. Sad. So again, funny, don't use this in your marketing. That's just going to upset people. One of my favorite ones. This was actually, it was a friend of mine that created this, and he sent this to me and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about making a double-sided postcard with this. What do you think?" No. No, put it on Facebook. So he sent it to me, put it on our site. So again, this gets back to the final point of perception is everything, guys. We have to frame the story. And this is, David Silverman talks about a lot in his speeches now. Use the term atheist. If there's anybody in here that's offended by that term, don't be offended by the word atheist. If you don't believe in God, you're an atheist. If you want to have other terms to define yourself as a bright, a free thinker, a humanist, whatever, add that to it. I tell people I'm an agnostic atheist because I cannot disprove, the existence of a God. I'm a Gnostic atheist when it comes to the God of the Bible. I think there's enough evidence to say that that specific God does not exist. I'm a humanist. Generally, that would describe my philosophical viewpoint, and we can discuss that, but generally, I'm an atheist. I wear atheist shirts. I go to atheist events. People ask me what my religious belief is. Atheism. We need to use that term. Christians have, they call themselves Christians even though there's tons of denominations. They bring themselves in a unifying group under the term Christian. They unite themselves. We, for some reason, divide ourselves. It's getting a lot better. I see the term atheism becoming more and more of an okay thing to say. And a lot of that's people in this room and people at this event promoting that and saying it's okay to be an atheist. Just a funny thing. A lot of the ways people see atheists, and this is why it's important that you say you are an atheist. I had a guy email me a story recently to say bad things about atheists. I didn't know you were an atheist, and sometimes it's literally that simple. Just like we know that knowing gay people makes you less likely to hate gay people, it's exactly the same with atheists. So be proud to be an atheist, get out there, and that actually will come to the last point here in just a minute. Boss Visuals, you guys can chat about this afterwards. You can go to bossvisuals.com/atheism. I do have a landing page just for atheist groups that link to all the different products and things that we print. Talk about it more. Do a lot for groups around the country, all kinds of stuff, buttons, banners, shirts, stuff you see. If you write down the code GODLESS and it's in your packets, you don't need to write it down. You can get 25% off of any of the stuff that we are our normal, pretty low prices already for any of your stuff that you already have designed. You can go to our website, upload it, pay for it, have it shipped right to you, and get 25% off to save you on that. If you do need stuff designed, by the way, we do 50% discount for atheists. We're typically $80 an hour, but we do $40 an hour for atheist groups, and we design quickly. I can do a postcard for you in an hour. Be proud to be an atheist, guys. Check out our website. Get out there, stand up, speak out, be counted. Check out what we do, and know that being out there as an atheist is a big deal. You'll see some announcements about this nationwide here in the next couple of months. A new campaign that we're starting for next year. That's the National Day of Prayer. In case anyone's interested, we often call it the National Day of Reason. This year we're going to sell out and about shirts, atheist shirts, all over the country. We're going to encourage hundreds of thousands of atheists, hopefully, on that day to get out and ride public transportation, their metros, their buses, whatever they have in their city, wearing our atheist shirts or their atheist shirts.